can you make money in the stock market when there is a crash? In today's video, we are going to be addressing how you can make passive income. Again, that is right, passive income. As we know, it's all about obtaining and achieving higher passive income than earned income, because earned income is the most taxed. Let's dive into what is happening in the markets. Why is the market in a crash right now? Why is there a lot of uncertainty? And how can you prosper and make passive income from dividends? Let's dive into this right now. Before we do that, make sure to smash the thumbs up button. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you've not already done so. And leave a comment down below your thoughts, your opinions on the market, and if you like dividend stocks. Furthermore, let's dive into this right now. So right now, price into the market, there is about an 80% chance that we are going to see about a 25 basis point increase in the yields overall. So what that means is when the Fed raises the rates, people are going to be less reliant on taking out loans, because in order to take out loans, you're going to have to, have higher interest rates for stocks. If you're going to take out a loan for housing, for cars, for everything. So the way the Fed can really control how the economy is performing and how people are spending their money, and if they're taking out loans, is through the implementation of Fed rates. That is not good that they are going to be raising rates. And actually, in one of the videos I mentioned prior, if you look back in history, anytime inflation has gone over historically 5%, we have slipped into a recession when the Fed has raised rates. And the only time that did not occur was in 1951. How can you make money off this? What can you do? Now, again, that was the federal fund futures and their rates and what they're expecting. About an 80% chance that they think we're going to see a 25% basis point. Now, right now, are we currently in a crash, or are we in a correction in the equities market and the stock market? Right now, we're in about a correction territory, not a crash. A crash, I like to think of anywhere between 10 or 20% downward, if not more. We're at about a 9 to 10% correction right now. So right now, I think we are in correction territory. And again, with the Fed's rates increasing, with the war and the uncertainty, with CPI, consumer price index, and inflation getting to all-time highs, there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear, and a lot of FUD and doubt in these markets. And I do expect to go further down more. If you have not checked out our other video, how to prepare for the recession in 2022, make sure you check that out. How can you benefit not only from how you're going to be able to achieve and get passive income from this video in a crash, but in other ways? Make sure to check that out. So what does legendary investor Jeremy Gratham see? He sees a super bubble in markets and expects that the S&P 500 to crash roughly 43%. He recommends overseas stocks and cash as havens. So that, that's crazy that someone like him. Now, how can you make passive income even throughout a crash? Now, as we get further and further into this crash, if it does proceed that way, you're going to see a lot of money flow more into value assets, value companies. So that is particularly dividend stocks. So Warren Buffett's strategy of buying and holding and collecting dividends and investing in valuable companies has really shown that, it really performs and is actually outperforming the market right now. Now, if you don't know, when you buy a stock, you're buying a small fraction of said company. And some of these companies pay what is called a dividend. Now, a dividend is something that is going to be paying you for holding on to the company. Typically, these occur about 4 times every single quarter. There is 4 quarters in a year for the business. So about every quarter you could typically receive them. Now, for some of these dividends, there's dividends ETFs, there's companies singularly that hold dividends. This is not financial advice, but one of my favorite dividend stocks is Walgreens Boots Alliance, ticker symbol WBA. I really love that dividend stock. Great price to earnings ratio on the asset overall. But furthermore, this is an example right here. This chart, you can see January through December of someone receiving dividends and the growth rate and how it increases over time. Dividends are very powerful, and they are a very powerful tool, especially if you can throw them in something like a Roth. So here is an example of an ETF that I like. It's called the Invesco S&P 500 High Dividend Low Volatility ETF. And if you see, it's about up 5% in the past 3 months. Now, on the other side, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF is actually down 5%. So again, there's less risk and you're getting that passive income. And as we know at Brotherhood Finance, passive income is imperative. You want to have a higher passive income than your earned income overall. So again, this is also substantial. Let's put this into a logistical form and something we can really capture so we can see how important dividends are. So this dividend, SPHD, raises dividends by 2.3%. So if you owned a lot of this the stock, this would be the equivalent of having $375 at a 4% rate to earn that dividend, that extra money per month or per quarter, whatever it may be. So that's really the power of Dividend. Now, how Dividend works, again, is let's say you're single and you you work really hard at it, you're really building your dividend portfolio. You can have up to $40,400 of income passively off dividends and not have to pay any taxes. So that is a great benefit of dividends. Now, some of the downsides is some people will argue that, compared to high growth stocks, you're going to get higher returns on investment on higher growth stocks, which may be true. But at the same time, you're in a safer asset vehicle that's paying you monthly or quarterly distributions for holding and owning a small portion of the company. And it's really a safer and better way to invest, especially in a market that has a lot of uncertainty. So another example of this is, let's say you're married. So there's two of you. You can have up to $80,800 off dividends and actually pay 0% interest for the two of you if you are married. So that's also very powerful. And that's one of the main reasons I also love dividends. Now, a way to avoid taxation overall is you can buy inside of a Roth IRA. At Brotherhood Finance, we preach and we preach and we preach about the importance of getting a Roth IRA and implementing it. That way you can have the financial freedom and really utilize compound interest over time, as we have addressed a multitude of times. So again, maybe buying in a Roth IRA, picking up some dividend stocks, especially in the uncertainty times we're in right now. Those are going to be very key benefits and helpful ways that will help you, really get the full use of dividend stocks. Now, again, we've touched on dividends. I've given you my verbal expression and a description of what a dividend is. But statistically, a dividend is a distribution of profits by a corporation to its shareholders. When a corporation enters or earns a profit or surplus, it is able to pay a proportion of the profit as a dividend to shareholders. Any amount not distributed is taken to be reinvested in the business. So again, they are pretty much paying you annually, whatever it may be, monthly or quarterly, the 4 quarters, to hold said asset. And one way you can see what they pay is by looking at their dividend yield. So if you look at the company, it will give you a certain percentage, and that will be able for you to allow to mathematically figure out how much, based off the current value of said asset, of said stock, will I be getting annually or monthly. All right, brothers. So again, that is how you can make passive income. Dividends are very powerful. It's one of Warren Buffett's favorite tools. If you found value in this video, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button. Smashing is imperative. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave a comment down below. Do you like dividend stocks? Do you think we're going to keep going further down into this crash? What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? I appreciate watching this video all the way through. Much love. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your weekend or of your week, whatever it may be. Much love. Peace.